Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Welcome back. Welcome to my name is Joe Josh. I go by iChart Daily. Follow me on X, the iChart Daily. Today is December 19th, 2025. In today's videos, cuzzies, I'm going to be going over the top 25 50 coins. I'm not going into technical analysis. The video would be 3-4 hours long. But I am going to go over longer time frames. I'm going to see which ones have the highest ROI over the next month or two. The reason and thought process behind this is I like what I'm seeing with Bitcoin, right? I said we were going to fall to around the 80,000. We found support. And now I like what I'm seeing based off of like the 2-day, the 3-day, the 4-day time frame. And you can see here in this yellow box, we formed hidden bullish divergence. We waited for confirmations. We broke the moving averages and went from 83,000 to 108, then to 126. As of right now, we're waiting for confirmations to play out on the daily, 2-day, 3-day to show us that we are eventually going to be breaking out of the 93 to 95,000. And I do think we go back up to the 110 to 115,000. So with that being said, you always want to be ahead of the curve, right? The whole point of these videos, and I hope you appreciate it. If you do, leave a comment, like, subscribe, put on the notification. I'm never gonna sell out, bro. Right? The whole point of these videos are educational. I'm literally telling you what I'm thinking. There's no hype. There's no coins I have to shill. You're not going to get like a surprised face pointing to Bitcoin, right? Because when you do something for 17 years, yeah, I get surprises every once in a while. But the reason why I harp and emphasize on longer time frames is, bro, these things take weeks to play out, right? I've been making videos for how long about Bitcoin's forming the bottom, Bitcoin's forming the bottom, Bitcoin. Yeah, bro, Bitcoin, that's how long it takes. That, you got to be cool just chilling for 30 days, right? You got to be cool chilling for 57 days, right? And having the knowledge of how long a bottom usually takes helps you have the patience, right? You're not sitting there in the dark saying, well, how long do I have to have patience, Joe? No, well, this one took about, 50, 60 days. And how long did this one take over here, right? From here to here, this one took about 60 days, right? This one over here, right? This one was 36 days. This one was 50 days. So if you have an average, right, it's not cut and dry exactly a time frame amount, data amount, but it gives you an idea, cuz, right? That's the whole point. Just giving you a little bit of a better advantage than someone that's not doing this, right? That's all. So, what am I looking for, right? At least on the daily time frame. We're looking for the RSI to break above the 50. We're looking for the stochastic to break above the 50 and above the 80. And we're looking for the MACD to be in a golden cross structure. But as of right now, we're getting hit in bullish divergence, right? Your bottoms are 1 and 2. We're staying above the 85,000, but we have not death crossed. We're continuous. We're having a continuation pattern out of the MACD. Your RSI, this is the most important thing that I'm trying to show you right now. The waves that are happening, right? These are staying the same while these are going up. That's a great sign. Now, the only thing is it's on a 2-day. We want to see it continue on the 2-day, then boom, go to the 3-day. We want to be able to see the waves stay the same at that, 84, 85,000, and your MACD waves are now making higher lows, 1, 2, and on the cusp of a golden cross. Is a golden cross good? Yes. Is it below the zero line? Yes. Whoa. So what does that mean? Excuse me. When you have a golden cross below the zero line, that means the zero line represents your most recent highs here of 116 to 122. So we could go all the way back up to this level and not break the 115 to 124. And then if we have a death cross below that, then we're going to retest the 80,000s and potentially make a lower low. But as of right now, I think we're forming a bottom, right? I have to go over Bitcoin first to explain what I'm seeing. So once again, higher low out of the RSI as well, right? 23 went up, boom, 34, because we're looking at this wave here. Stochastic about to break the 50. And then I posted a couple days ago, watching the 4-day, because the 4-day also has 3 days, 10 hours again for the next candle to print. I want to see higher low, about to golden cross. So we're catching this move before it breaks the moving averages. As of right now, we're going to have a move up, but we're going to see rejection from 92 to potentially 96,000 until the RSI breaks the 50 line on whatever time frame you're looking at. If you're looking at the 2-day and we haven't broken the 50 yet, we're going to see rejection from 89 to 92,000. So that's why it's so important. Set an alert to 51, whatever it is on the daily, and then do it on the 2-day, the 3-day. Once you hit the 5-day and the weekly, the move has already happened, and Bitcoin's already up from 85 to 95,000. So, with that being said, quick 5 minutes going over the whole point of this video. Let's go here. I just typed in top 50 altcoins, and here they are. So Ethereum, let's go into it. What am I looking for? The 3 confirmations to help you understand if momentum is on your side for the bullish case. You're looking for a MACD golden cross, best case scenario above the 0 line. You're looking for your RSI, which is the blue line, above the 50 and above the moving average, as you can see here. And you want your stochastic as well in the golden cross structure, which is when your baby blue is above the yellow, not only above the 50, but you're most bullish above the 80. That whole bullish confirmation pattern stops when the 1 or 2 confirmations happen on the bearish side. You have a break of the 80 in the stochastic and or a break of the RSI breaking below the moving average. The MACD will be late to the party and the play will be over by then. But that is your 3rd confirmation, a death cross. So we go into Ethereum. We're going to the 2-day. Okay, not bad. I want to see where the indicators are and how long it might take for this bottom to happen, okay? One thing I want to teach you is the transfer of wealth. Every coin will move if Bitcoin goes from 87 to 115, but they all will move maybe a day or 2 or 3, 4 different, and they'll pop different. You'll see Ethereum pop 7% one day, then 1% the next, and while Ethereum's doing 7% one day, Bitcoin Cash is doing poop on that day, but then the profit from one goes to another, and it's this process that I'm trying to show you, right? So Ethereum on the weekly doesn't look too great. 5-day, 4-day, not bad, right? It might move with Bitcoin. So Ethereum on the move with Bitcoin, okay? Next. Tether, that's not moving. BNB. Weekly looks worse than Ethereum, right? So look at the weekly on right here. We're still coming down, just broke down below the 20 line. We go back to Ethereum. We had our first wave, and we're in the light red. So as you start zooming down, you're going to start seeing more bullish patterns, right? 4-day, 3-day, 2-day. It's not ready yet. We want to see that 4-day golden cross up, break above the 50. We want to see this stay above the 50. This just made its confirmation going from below, above, made a higher low, and is above the moving average now. Golden cross structure happening on the 3-day. Is it happening on BNB? So Ethereum on the 3-day is golden cross and it made its confirmation. When we go to BNB on the same time frame, it went up to the moving average, got rejected, came down, did not make its confirmation pattern yet on the RSI. So I want to see it come up, come down, use the moving average as support, showing me that momentum is changing bullish, then break 50, then go up. So BNB goes below Ethereum, right? So Ethereum might move first and then BNB thereafter. Okay, so now this list that I'm making is going to have to change depending on if I feel like one's going to move faster than the other, and I'll get to it. I think Bitcoin Cash, just based off of what I was looking over the past hour, has a better chart formation than the majority, right? So BNB, it's Ethereum, then BNB, XRP, 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 same time frame, 3-day, right? So what the 3-day time frame means is every bar represents 3 days of trading. So these plays are going to take another 3, 6, 9, 12 days to play out. Just want to put that disclaimer out there, right? We're not looking at the 5-minute, cuzzy, right? The next candles that print are not pumping these things up to 228. The reason why I'm showing you these time frames is because when these confirmations of bullish structures breaking the 50 golden cross, when it happens, it's not like it happens, it's a pimple above whatever and then pops back down and it was a fake out. That's I just answered someone on X the other day, like, what's the best time frame? It's the ones that don't lie to you. You want to find the sweet spot between like the 12-hour daily and 2-day to figure out when the moves start on the swings. The 2, 3, 4, and 5 is like the meat and potatoes. Those are the perfect time frames. Sometimes the 2-day and the 3-day gives you a little fake out. The 3, 4, 5 is like perfect, but sometimes the 5-day, the weekly, and the 2-week, you're too late to the party, right? So once again, these are trailing indicators. You need to constantly be looking in between the multi-time frames to figure out what is going on in the current moment. So as of right now in the 3-day time frame, what are we seeing? We're still seeing a death cross structure. We still see rejection from the RSI moving average. We're still below the 50. So it's in between BNB and XRP to see which one are those are the worser, right? So Ethereum is still the winner as of right now. So XRP below still needs to prove itself, right? So I would go to the 2-day to see what its structure is. Is it still using below? Is it still in the death cross? I would go back to BNB and see its 2-day, right? Delete everything. And it looks like the 2-day is already in a golden structure. The 2-day already formed its double bottom. The 2-day RSI is making a double bottom. And I'd like to set an alert to 41, seeing if it goes up and then does that bullish structure like I told you before. Bullish structure is above the moving average. So we want to see it break above. I'm probably high probability of it stopping at the 50, but then coming back down. Then we want to see not only the same low, but a higher low, break above, and then steps going up. Remember, bullish is steps going up. Bearish is steps going down. Forming a top is steps going sideways while indicators are going down. Forming a bottom is steps going sideways while indicators are forming bullish stuff on the upside, like I just told you. So BNB is above XRP. So it's Ethereum, BNB, XRP. Solana. So same thing. What am I looking for? 2-day, 3-day. We want to have an apples to apples comparison on the time frames because we're looking at the same candles that are going to be printing in the same time frames. It's just some might be more bearish, some might be more bullish, some might stay flat. That's the whole point here, right? So Solana on the 3-day. We're about to golden cross, right? Ethereum did just golden cross. So this one right away, I'm going to be putting between Ethereum and BNB. So as of right now, Ethereum's number 1. Solana took the 2nd spot. Then it's BNB at 3rd. Then XRP at 4th, right? So what are we looking for? We're looking for hidden bullish divergence, anything like that. And it's forming, excuse me. Hidden bullish is when the swing made a lower low, but your MACD is making a higher low. Your RSI wave, swing wave, made a higher low. Your stochastic swing wave made a higher low. What are we looking for? The RSI to break above the moving average, make its move up towards the 50, showing us that we can make a move towards 135. 135.81 and see some selling pressure around the 142. Until we break the 50, we are not breaking the moving averages, but it's forming bullish structure on the 3-day. Then we want to see the 4-day do the same thing. Then we want to see the 5-day. And as we continue breaking the moving average on the RSI and having golden cross structures on the MACD and golden cross structures on the stochastic RSI, you start retesting the moving averages, but the moving averages on the longer time frames are further away, giving you insight to how large the play could eventually be. Right on the 3-day, if you see rejection, you're going up to the 134, 135. If you do it on the 4-day, you're going up to the 136 to the 141. If you do it on the 5-day, then you're going up to the 140 to the 144. If you do it on the weekly, then you're going up to the 145 to potentially the 156. If you do it on the 2-week, if you do it on the 3-week, if you do it on the 4, you get what I'm saying? Because it's just the same thing over and over. So, my point that I've been saying for the longest time, if Bitcoin does this and it goes just back to the moving averages, like I said, for the past 4 or 5 altcoins, we could go back to the 94,000 to potentially the 100,000. If we do it on the 2-week, then we do it on the right now. I don't think it's whatever. I don't think it's like a continuation to the upside yet, because we still remain bearish on the indicators, right? We still have a death cross on the monthly. We still have a death cross on the RSI, and we're still in poo-poo land, which is below the 50 on the stochastic. What I think is happening right now is we're so oversold from 126 to 80, we could have a dead cat bounce back to the RSI moving average like we did here. But if we see rejection while the price is making the same high or even a little bit of a higher high, you have to stay unbiased, emotionless, and trust the charts over people. When people say the 4-year cycle is stopped because of this, or billionaires are going to start buying and then that's going to do this, has it happened in the fucking chart? If it hasn't, then take your opinion, put it in an email, and send it to me, because I couldn't care less. Okay? Back to the chart. Back to this chart. So we did XRP, Solana, Tron. Tron looked absolutely amazing for the longest time. Not my opinion. Let's go over confirmations. Confirmations on longer time frames hold more value. 0, minimal fake outs. Golden cross structure on the MACD, right? You could be anywhere in the world, any time frame, any sex, pronoun, race, religion. We golden crossed here. We golden crossed on RSI here. Were we above the 50? Yes. Best case scenario for MACD, best case scenario for RSI. We golden cross structured here, broke 20 here, showing us momentum was on our side. Very bullish momentum was on our side here when we broke to 50. Very, very bull market. Sell everything. Put everything into Tron. If all 3 confirmations are playing out on a longer time frames, we went from, just to throw it out there, 7 cents all the way to the death cross here of 25 cents. Now, the first thing that you should notice are what? 3 confirmations. We have death crossed, branch down, where? We're above the 0 line, not the worst case scenario. We could stay above 27 cents and keep some shekels on side for 23 cents if it ever happens. We've broken the moving average, strike 2. We've broken the 70 line, strike 3. We've death crossed and broken the 80 on the stochastic, strike 4. We've remained in the bear structure, broken the 50 line, strike 5. We've broken the 20 line, strike 6. Tron looked very bearish when all of these things were playing out. Unfortunately, like I said before, they played out in September. Okay? And we've been bearish ever since. Unbiased, emotionless behavior. It would have been very hard for someone who was up 400% or 300% or 500% to say, you know what, the run's over and it's time to take profit. Tron, when those confirmations happened, went down, you could even just say here, and is down a cool 19%. The issue, right, is, do you think this is another cool consolidation of, I mean, this one here was 50%, right? The chart's going to tell you around 23%, Right here, this was a cool 26%, right? The difference is the structure of the indicators were different during the entirety of this run. Now, this means Tron has a higher probability of staying flat because of what I just told you on the indicators. Now, Tron could come back up and pump to 33 to 33 cents, right? Especially if the RSI does come back up and break above the 70 and then retest the moving average, yes. But you need to play safe. You need to understand, is the MACD going to make a lower high on the next swing low? That's what we're looking for on swings. And unfortunately, this swing was 245 days. So that's my point, right? We went from, I mean, you could say 45 cents, I guess, right? 45 cents down to 36 cents. MACD made a lower high. This one made a lower high. But let's just go into like what I was seeing before. Sorry. What are we seeing on the 3-day golden cross structure? RSI is doing that above down type of thing. Stochastic's oversold but needs to stay above the 50. This one definitely looks better than BNB and XRP. It's probably a fight between this one, Solana, and Ethereum. So I'm going to put Tron. Okay, so this is Tron on the 3-4 day. I'm looking at when is it going to golden cross structure? The 5-day, 4-day, yeah, these look good, bro. Right? Your RSI is making inverse head and shoulders on the 4-day and the 3-day. We're about to golden cross on the 4-day. So Tron, let's just see Solana again. On the 4 and the 5. See, the 4 did not break above, but on Tron, I think the 4-day did break above. Yeah, so Tron goes above Solana. Okay, so let's go over the list. Number 1, Ethereum. 2, Tron. 3, Solana. 4, BNB. 5, XRP. Now, what I'm curious is Tron and Ethereum, right? So Tron on the 4-day. Tron on the 4-day, inverse head and shoulders, about to break the 50, about to golden cross. Ethereum on the 4-day, about the golden cross. Same thing, but I'll tell you what, Tron might have taken the lead because Tron is already breaking above the 50 while Ethereum has stopped below it on the stochastic, and it hasn't officially made like its bullish momentum change crossover on the RSI. So I kind of like Tron before. I think Tron just took the lead, causies. Yeah, Tron took the lead. Tron looks stronger. Okay, change it. Tron, Ethereum, Solana, BNB, XRP. Now, I'll do a couple more because really, how, whatever, right? Because here's the deal, right? You want to be greedy. Do you really want to go through 100 coins and see which one's going to do 17% compared to 15%? You just need to find a couple that are good. But let's go over Doge, right? So the list right now is Tron, Ethereum, Solana, BNB, XRP. Let's go over Doge, and this is a prime example of I trust charts over people rule. I don't care about the news, bro, between this coin and Elon, right? And the best part is even if news comes out, it has to matter. I want to teach you one thing, and unfortunately this is just one video, so it's going to get lost in the mix of 100 videos that I make over the next 2026 year. But like, it's not a good thing hearing that like a company starts accepting a coin or a crypto as a form of payment that doesn't bring money to the ecosystem. That just transfers it from one hand to the other, right? You don't want people to spend their money on anything. You want people to buy and hold. You want to hear news that hedge funds and 401ks and pensions, they're going to start adding crypto to the bags so that every time they talk to a person or a couple about their future investments, a little bit of crypto is in that. That brings money to buy and hold, right? Coins and assets go up from buying and holding. That's why dividend stocks that have paid the same dividend. If I showed you like MO or Coca-Cola, like they just go up and to the right because people don't sell them; they live off the dividends. But Doge, let's go into it. And what will happen is the news will use people like me to make lists like this, and then they will make news articles or find news articles or find content based off of when these things are going to pump, right? So Doge, 4-day hasn't broken above, still using the RSI as resistance, still below the 20, not even close to a golden cross structure. 3-day, yeah, about the golden cross, but only that's just number one. Still making lower lows, not making any type of divergence. Bullish, I'm talking about. So Doge goes like around that XRP level, right? At the end of the day, the bottom of the list doesn't really matter. It matters when it starts popping off because Tron will go, Ethereum will go, Solana will go, and then you want to start checking your BNB, XRP, and Doge to see when those same confirmations are happening on the 2-day, 3-day, 4-day, and then I bet you that Tron starts looking more top heavy and overbought, and then its bearish confirmation starts playing out while the other ones start playing up. Right, so once again, Doge goes around like XRP, right? Because Doge on the 3-day still below, about the golden cross of one of the three confirmations. XRP still coming down, rejection, not even close to golden crossing. So yeah, Doge goes above XRP. So as of right now, it is Tron, Ethereum, Solana, BNB, Doge, XRP. Cardano. Nope, that's ADA. That's playing out, by the way. I said I was going to fill that gap. Fill that gap. Let's go over it. 3-day. 3-day. Always zoom in. Make it clear so you can see what's going on here. So what are we seeing? Price swing made lower low. RSI is making higher low. Still want to see it play out over the next couple of days. Stochastic went up, got rejected by the 50. As you can see, Tron broke the 50 and is breaking above, which is why it's at the top. And it looks even more, it's forming more bullish structure like divergence and inverse head and shoulders that show that it has a more powerful move compared to Cardano. Cardano, better than Doge and XRP. Curious what it looks like on the 4-day. Yeah, 4-day is still making a lower low while the price is making a lower low. RSI making a lower low. RSI still using the moving average as resistance. Extremely oversold, but still don't know if 35 cents is the bottom, or it could still come down to 32 cents to like these liquidity levels here, or even 30 cents. ADA is fighting with Doge. ADA in the 4-day, Doge. I mean, kind of identical. Let me see this one on the 3-day, this one on the 3-day. Yeah, I think ADA, ADA looks better on the 3-day. So ADA is above Doge. Is it above XRP? It's above XRP. All right. New list, Tron, Ethereum, Solana, is ADA beat BNB? ADA on the 3-day, higher low about the golden cross with a lower low and a higher low. So this is hidden bullish, while BNB, how do I not have BNB, bro? While BNB is making the same low, which is also ADA and BNB are kind of the same. Kind of. Pick your poison there. I'll go ADA. I would dig deeper, but we're getting over 30 minutes, so I'm just going to do ADA and BNB, then Doge, then then XRP, Doge. Nope, Doge. Okay. Tron, Ethereum, Solana, ADA, BNB, Doge, XRP. I think the winner of the group is Bitcoin Cash. Yeah. So, reason being, same time frame. I'll end the video with this, 30-something minutes. Same time frame. But look at these confirmations and where, right? What are the confirmations? Where? Golden cross structure. Well, not only in a golden cross structure, we're now above the zero line, showing me that the next candles that print could retest the last candles, the last highs, these 609, right, then 626. RSI, golden cross structure, right? We've broken above, we've retested, and we've retested above the 50. Great scenario. Best case scenario is above the 70, but a very good scenario is above the 50 because you have room to grow, right? The asset has room to grow until it's extremely overbought around the 70. Stochastic was bullish here, right? As soon as all three confirmations happened with the 50 break, we went from 515 all the way to 607, right? This is on the 3-day. When we go to the 4-day, which was the other one that I was showing you guys to see which one had the initial breakout, Bitcoin Cash takes the lead right now, bro. Right? It's been very bullish. This looks like a beautiful cup and handle, right? Like one, here's your retest, and now we're extending on. BCH takes the lead. I posted it on X a week ago, but once again, these are 4-day charts, 3-day charts, and 5-day charts. So one candle's not going to take it to the level that I'm saying of, $700. It will and potentially has a high probability of going back to 650 to 700 based off of what I'm seeing. Because remember, long-term trends predict short-term outcomes. If we're seeing these confirmations, and you can see here, this is what another confirmation is. We came down and used the ADS support. We're going back up for another 4 days, 8 days, right? Because we have 3 days, 10 hours for this candle to print. And then when the next one comes, I would see if it's breaking that 600 and then retesting that 640. Then you go to the 5-day, and we have golden crossed above, broke above the RSI, moving average, retested the 50, and the moving average, we got 2 days and 2 days, 10 hours for the next candle to print on this one. Stochastic above the 80, all bullish confirmations. This is it, baby. The next month, when Monday comes, Bitcoin Cash looks like it's the winner as of right now, because once again, we've come down, retested, come back up. We're about to have this golden cross above the zero line, showing me that we're probably going to retest the 604, and then the next highs are the 650. Your stochastic is about to break the 50, so we look Bitcoin Cash looks very good compared to a lot of other ones. So if I had to assume, I would open up a long, not financial advice, but I would open up a long on Bitcoin Cash, right? I don't want to get into it right now, but you always want to use enough leverage so that you don't mess up the play. As of right now, to keep it tight, your lows are here. I don't think it breaks those lows. So you have to see if you could use 5, 10, 15x leverage so that your liquidation price is below 500 to give you a little bit of room of error. And yeah, and then if Bitcoin Cash pops and then we start seeing a break of the 80 and then a break of the RSI breaking the moving average and the death cross, then I'm looking at Tron, then Ethereum, then Solana, then BNB, then Doge and XRP, because once again, it's called the transfer of wealth, bro. Ones that are oversold are gonna go to ones that are ones that are overbought are gonna go to ones that are oversold, and vice versa. But that's the video. This coin looks really, really, really bullish as of right now, and I could definitely see it retest liquidity levels of 952 even over the next couple of months. But that's that. Enjoy the day. Love you guys. That's how my process is of going through coins. And once again, we could continue going. It's literally right. I had a request for this. Screw it. We'll do it live, right? IOTA. So let's go to the 2-day, 3-day chart, and we're looking to see where the MACD is. Excuse me. We're looking to see where the MACD is. It's below the 0 line. We are making lower lows on the swing lows, the MACD swing lows, the macro swing lows, excuse me. RSI is extremely oversold. We're below the 30 line, still using the RSI moving average as resistance, and we're even using the 20 line as resistance on the stochastic, showing me that we could have more continuation to the downside. You want to see, once again, the confirmations that I told you playing out to give you a clear visual that the price action that you're getting, right? Let me show you here, right? So we went from 13 cents up, came back down to 13 cents, and your MACD made higher low, RSI made higher low, everything made higher low, and then you started seeing bullish cross structures again, and then you went back up, right? That's what we're looking for. But once again, you want to see at least your RSI above the 50. If it's not above the 50, you're going to have a continuation rejection from the moving averages. So best case scenario right now, you're looking at 9 cents to potentially 10 cents. That's it. Love you guys.